This video tutorial will provide you the functionalities of the database menu. There are two databases that may need to be set up before creating a tax return, which is the paid preparers and EF originators. However, these settings may have already been set by AccuTax during the software enrollment. From the database menu, you will find the following databases: the cities and zip codes, EF originators, paid preparers, employers and payers, care providers, referrals, dunnies, bank routing numbers, occupations, site identifiers, and user status codes. The cities and zip codes database. The city, state, and zip code database has already been predefined with the current city, state, and zip codes listed by the United States Postal Service. When a zip code is entered into an address field within AccuTax, the city and state will automatically populate in their respective fields. If the city, state, or zip code is not in the database, you can add it to the city, state, and zip code database by selecting the database menu and selecting the city and zip codes menu. To add a new city, state, and zip code, enter the new zip code and click Add. Enter the city and state and click Save. In some cases, you may have to add or edit the city, state, and zip code database because the data was entered incorrectly when creating a tax return, or there are two cities sharing the same zip codes. For example, if you enter the zip code 20707 on the client data screen in the address section, it will display Luke, MD versus Laurel, MD to correct city, state, and zip code you need. To edit the city, state, zip code database by selecting the database menu and select the city zip codes menu. Search for the zip code that is the error and highlight the zip code and click Edit. You can make the changes and click Save. However, this will not automatically update the city, state, and zip code in any returns you have created prior to the change, but when creating a new return, the new city, state, and zip code will display correctly. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. EF Originators Database. The EF Originators database is where you will set up your company and FN information. In this video, we will not go in depth on how to set up the company and FN information. To get an in-depth video tutorial of the EF Originators database, visit the AccuTax University Library and visit the Office Setup section and watch the company setup video. Paid Preparers Database. The Paid Preparer database is where you will set up your preparers. In this video, we will not go in depth on how to set up paid preparers. To get an in-depth video tutorial of setting up paid preparers, visit the AccuTax University Library and visit the Office Setup section and watch the Creating Paid Preparers video. Employer and Payers Database. AccuTax will automatically add the employers or payers information to the Employers and Payers database when the Federal Employer Tax Identification Number is entered into the return. This information can also be added and edited by selecting the Database menu and selecting the Employer Payers menu. The Employer Payers database window will open. To add a new employer or payer, enter the new employers or payers employer identification number and click Add. The Employer Payers window will open. Begin entering in the name control, which is the first four letters of the name of the employer or payer. Enter in the firm name. Depending on the locale of the address of the employer, fill in the appropriate corresponding fields. Under the state identification number, enter the two-letter code for the state and the employer's payer's identification number. This number is assigned by the particular state, and click Save. If you need to edit an employer's or payer's information in the database, select the employer's employer identification number and click Edit. Edit the information as needed. Click Save. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. Care Providers Database. When the Care Provider Form 2441 is used in a return, the care provider's information is added to the Care Providers database. Once the information is in the database, the program will automatically add the care provider's information to new returns when the care provider's Social Security number or Federal Identification number is entered into the return. The care provider's information can be added or edited to the database by selecting the Database menu and selecting the Care Providers menu. The Care Providers window will open. In the New Record section, enter the care provider's ID and click Add. The care provider's information window will open and the care provider's ID will already appear. Select the ID type from the drop-down list. Enter the provider's name, continue to the provider's address and telephone number. If applicable, enter the two-letter code for the state for where the care provider has an identification number. Click Save. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. Referral database. The Referral section is found on the client data screen in the software when creating a new return. The Referral section is helpful if you want to track how many new customers you have and from what source, or how many returning customers return to your office. AccuTax has already added predefined referral sources to the database. However, if you need to add or edit the referral database, go to the Database menu and select the Referral menu. The Referrals window will open. Under New Record, enter the sequence number and click Add. The Referrals window will open. Enter the referral and click Save. Once the referral source has been added to the database, the preparer can select a particular referral source to be associated with a particular client. A report can be created that will allow you to track referrals. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. Donee database. The Form 8283 is where you would enter the donee's information. You will use this form for non-cash contributions over $500, which is linked to the Schedule A. Once a donee's information is used in a return, the donee's information is added to the database. After the donee's information has been added to the database, the user creating a return can automatically add the donee's information by choosing it from a drop-down menu on the Form 8283. To add or edit donees to the database, click on Database menu and select the donees menu. The donees window will open. Under New Record, enter the donee name and click Add. Enter the donee's name, address, city, state, and zip, followed by the donee's federal ID number, and click Save. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. The Bank RTN's database, which stands for routing numbers. Once a bank's information is used in a return, the bank's information is added to the database. After the information is in the database, you can automatically add the bank's information by choosing it from a drop-down menu on the client data screen by selecting Choices or F3 as a shortcut. The bank information can be added or edited to the database by going to the Database menu and select the Bank Routing Numbers menu. Under New Record, enter the bank routing number and click Add. The bank information window will open and the routing transit number will already appear. Enter the bank name and click Save. To edit a bank's information in the database, select the bank routing number to be edited. Edit the information as needed and click Save. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. Occupations. AccuTax comes predefined with an initial database of general occupations. New occupations to the database must be added manually. Once an occupation has been entered in the database, you can automatically add the occupation by choosing it from a drop-down list on the client data screen. To manually add an occupation to the database, go to the Database menu and select the Occupations menu. Under New Record, enter the sequence number and click Add. The sequence number is the 3-digit number you choose as a code. Enter the occupation and click Save. To edit or delete an occupation's information in the database, select the occupation to be edited or deleted. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. Site Identifiers database. Site identifiers are used for a multi-office setup. Setting up site IDs is helpful when creating reports. The user creating a return can automatically add the site ID by choosing it from a drop-down list on the client data screen. To add a site identifier to the database, click on the Database menu and select the Site Identifiers menu. Under New Record, enter the site ID and click Add. You can name the site ID whatever you want. The description is where the site is located and will be listed as the site name. If you will be printing your checks from a VPN, WAN, or terminal service, enter in the remote printing device information and click Save. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. User Status Code database. User status codes are codes you can create to classify certain returns. For example, a user status code could be doc wait, indicating that the preparer is waiting on more documents from the taxpayer in order to complete the return. Once the user status codes has been added to the database, user status codes can be added to a return by clicking on the Information and Status menu within the tax return. The user status code will appear in the Return Lookup screen and also be accessed from the Work in Progress screen. To add or edit the user status codes, go to the Database menu and select User Status Codes menu. The user status code is a 1 to 7-digit code you assign and can consist of either numbers, letters, or both. User status codes must be manually entered. Under New Record, enter the user status code and click Add. The description should fully explain the user status code. Click Save. To edit the user status code, click on the user status code you want to edit and click Edit. For additional help, you can always click on the Help button to get assistance. By watching this video tutorial, you should now understand the functions of the software database. To visit more in-depth video tutorials, visit the AccuTax University Library.